So in Chicago, pacing is going to be a big subject of conversation before the race for all of us elite athletes, and I'm sure for all you guys thinking about how aggressively should I go out. And for me, when I look at Chicago, I'm going to look at my training, how well it's gone, and we'll have a good idea by knowing, running some of the same courses I've run up here before and comparing that to previous build-ups and knowing that kind of fitness carries over into X shape for a race. And so that will give us a pretty good idea of what pace I should go out in for the first half of the marathon. For me, my personal best pace is right around 63 minutes through the halfway mark. So I'll look to go out a little bit quicker than that. I've found that for marathon running, it's kind of exciting to go out fast. I know people are always encouraging marathoners, especially first-time marathoners, to go out a little bit more conservatively, and if you feel good over the second half of the race, to go ahead and then try and run faster. But what I find is that I get out and I establish a rhythm, and it becomes very difficult to pick it up once you've established your rhythm that you're already in, unless you're just running way too slow or way slower than you should be. So for me in Chicago, I'll go out at American record pace most likely if training continues to go the way it's going leading up to Chicago. And it's also exciting for me to look down at my watch and see splits and know that I'm on pace. That's something that gets me going during the race. So there's something to be said for maybe going out on a little bit on the aggressive side, because you generate this excitement that otherwise your body doesn't have and your body cannot feed off of. So for me, going out in 62:30 will be an exciting way for me to run the race. And then the second half is all heart. My coach always tells me, you run the first 20 miles of the race with your head, meaning you don't let yourself get emotional during the race, and you run the last 6 miles with your heart. Whereas in training, it tends to be quite the opposite, where you train for 8 weeks all heart because you're just out there training as hard as you possibly can, and then the last 2 weeks you have to be really conscious to just use your head so that you rest up and you don't run too hard in your workouts and you go into the race feeling good. So that's kind of my race strategy going into New York, and some pacing options for you guys to consider.